Now, I would like to talk about another important topic, which is data type. Python has different data types like number, list, tuple, string, dictionary. All right, number or numeric is one of a kind of data type. The examples of number data types are integer, float, complex number. All right. We usually don't use complex number in Python, but we need to understand the difference between the integer and the float number. All right. Well, integer and floats are two different kinds of number data. Integer is a number which is without a decimal point. For example, 30, 100, 200, etc. That means integer number contains no fraction. So x equals to 30. All right, no fraction. Okay, so print x run 30. It's an integer number. All right. Okay. On the contrary, float is a number that contains decimal point. For example, 30.5, 40.5, 50.5. Okay. So x equals to 30.5, print x. All right. So here, this one is floating point number. All right. So that means floating point number contains fractions. Now, another data type is basically sequence type. Sequence type means ordered collection of similar or different data types. Now, another data type is sequence data type. Sequence type means ordered collection of similar and different data types. Now, what does it mean by ordered collection and what does it mean by unordered collection? We will surely cover these things later on. Sequence type basically covers list, tuple, and string. Again, list, tuple, and string. Okay, so we can declare string by using single or double quotation, just like our car equals to red example that we have shown earlier. Okay, so for example, car equals to single quote red. Again, I'm going to take another variable, for example, cloth. Here I have put double quote. Okay, so red. All right, now let's see the output. Print car, print cloth. Okay, so now we can see that both basically are correct and giving us red. Okay, so single quote, double quote, both basically applicable for string type. All right, our next sequence data type are list and tuple. Okay, so in Python, the list is a type of container which is used to store multiple data at the same time. Okay, lists are created using square bracket, just like this. Okay, all right, so now let's see an example of creating a list. So x equals to third bracket open and third bracket close. Okay, inside it, apple, comma, banana, comma, cherry. Okay, so cherry. All right, now I'm going to print the list. Okay, all right, and run it. So here is our output. So this list basically contains apple, banana, and cherry. Okay, so if you can remember that we have showed the car example where it wasn't possible to store multiple values in a single variable. Okay, it was not possible to store multiple values in a single variable. So here it is basically possible. Okay, all right, so now let's talk about another sequence data type, which is tuple. Okay, so what do you think? What could be a tuple? Although tuple looks similar to the list, but there are some major differences between tuple and the list. As you can see, the writing style is quite different. Okay, one of them is we write tuple using parentheses, all right, parentheses. So first bracket open and first bracket close. Okay, so other major differences will be discussed in later videos regarding list and tuple. Now let's talk about Boolean data type. Boolean means data with one of the two built-in values, which are true and false. It means when you compare two values, the expression is evaluated and Python returns the Boolean answer as true or false. Confusing, right? All right, so let's see an example. So if we write x equals to 10, y equals to 9, then if we print x greater than y, let's see the output. So run. So here we are getting true, which is a Boolean data type. On the other hand, if we write 10 less than 9, so just like this, x equals to 10, y equals to 9, and print x less than y, that means x is 10, y is 9, so 10 is less than 9, which is basically false. Let's see the output. So run. So here we are getting false. So these two data types are under Boolean data types, so true and false. Now let's talk about dictionary data types. Dictionary is basically based on key value pairs. In Python, dictionary is written with curly braces and they have keys and values. Keys and values. Okay, so let's see an example. So for example, if you want to have a dictionary called cardict, then you have to write cardict equals to curly braces. That means second bracket open and second bracket close. Then inside this bracket, you have to write the key first. So in our case, the key is basically brand. So inside a string, we have to write brand, then colon, okay, colon. Again, this is our key and we have to give a value which is correspond to this key, okay? So it's Lamborghini, okay? So the brand is Lamborghini. All right, then you have to put a comma here. Don't forget to give comma. Okay, then again, another key. The name of the another key is model. So inside a string, we have to write model. So colon and then the value that is associated with the key. So here, the model of the car is Aventador. Okay, so Aventador. Okay, again, we have to give comma here. All right, so our final key is year, but the value of the year is an integer. Okay, so we have to give string year colon then only 2018. Okay, only 2018. Now if we want to get the brand value of the car, we just have to print the key. Okay, so how to do it? Let's see it. So we have to write print and inside print cardict, okay, and then third bracket open and third bracket close. Okay, third bracket open and third bracket close, and then inside the third bracket we have to put string first and inside the string we just have to give the key. Okay, so here our key is brand. Now let's run it. Okay, so if we run it, we can see that our output is Lamborghini here. Okay, so the brand was key and the value was Lamborghini. Okay, now what if we want to have the model name here, so which is Aventador? We just have to change the key. So right now our key is model. Okay, so now if we run it, we are getting Aventador. Okay, so we just will put the key here and we will get the associated value. Now the usefulness and the purpose of the dictionary will be discussed in a separate lecture in details. Okay, so now let's move on to our final topic, which is type function. All right, now to know the data type of a variable, we can just use the term type and give parentheses. Okay, furthermore, within the parentheses we have to put the variable name. Let's see this by an example. Suppose we have a variable called x equals to 5. Again, we have s equals to Python is awesome, right? Python is awesome, right? Isn't it? Okay, then y equals to a list, just like before. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Now let's print all the data types. Okay, so print type parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis the variable which is x. Again, print type parenthesis, inside the parenthesis s, and lastly print type parenthesis and inside the parenthesis y. Okay, now let's run this code. Okay, run. All right, so if we look closely, we can observe that the output of x is showing an integer type, s is showing an string type, and lastly y is showing list type. Okay, so that is how we can know what kind of data type basically the variable are. So that is how we can easily know the data type of a variable. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the whole video. This is all for today, and I would suggest you guys to keep learning and keep practicing. All right, so thanks a lot.